everybody. I'm back. And right now I'm sitting in front of my little Christmas tree so I can be a little different for you guys for, this horrible, horrible story that I'm going to tell you guys about. I mean, I'm sure that you all know at least a little bit about it because it is so disturbing. And it's a new case that hasn't gone to court yet. But it's actually the first time in my life that I don't know how I feel about the person. I don't know if I think she deserves to go to jail for the rest of her life or be locked up in a hospital. The girl can't, her name is Lindsay Clancy. I debated over this story for days. I didn't know if I wanted to do this because it's really bad. It's the hardest case that I've ever had to talk about. So let's do this. Lindsay Clancy is a lady from Duxbury, Massachusetts. I don't really know Duxbury, but I have family in Massachusetts. So, this lady, she was a maternity and labor nurse. So she was very good with children and pregnancies and childbirth and all of that stuff. And she was a mother of 3. She had a 5-year-old girl named Cora, a 3-year-old boy named Dawson, and then a infant who was 8 months old, and his name was why can't I remember it? I know it. Callan was the baby. So she was arraigned in a hospital, and she is receiving mental health treatment. She is accused of killing all 3 of her children before attempting suicide. Now, allegedly, she had searched for ways to kill, on her phone, an iPhone. She has her husband, Patrick, he had been working from home because Lindsay was dealing with a lot of postpartum symptoms. She didn't feel right. She was on maternity leave. She was going to doctor after doctor after doctor, having really strange, dark, scary thoughts, and she didn't articulate them to Patrick. She told him they were happening, but not in detail. And she went to many doctors, and she was given many prescriptions. Get down. My cat's climbing on the camera. Here she comes. Hi, say hi to your fans. So, she was seeing all these doctors, and they have prescribed her so many different kinds of psych meds that her defense is that she was on so many drugs that it caused her to have a psychosis, a postpartum psychosis, a break where she didn't realize what she was doing, or somebody was telling her to do these things in her head, or says something to that effect. Her defense is trying to say that this was she just snapped because of the postpartum psychosis. But the thing is, the prosecution, when they read off their whole probable cause affidavit for arresting her and stuff, shows really clear signs of premeditation. Looking up ways to kill on your phone, she was planning it. How you don't have a psychotic break and spend days, she was on her phone for hours that day searching for that stuff. And then her husband was working in the basement. Now, also, let me tell you that the morning this happened, she was completely fine. She took the oldest daughter, Cora, to a pediatrician's appointment because she had something with digestive issues, and they told her to get Pedialyte and a stool softener and stuff for the little girl. So Lindsay told Patrick when she got home, when she brought the kids back from the doctor, that he could maybe go and pick up these things at the pharmacy when he gets finished with work, and he was completely fine with that. So she took all the kids outside, and they were making snowmen, and she was taking pictures and sending them to her mom and posting them on Facebook, and it was just a completely normal day. And then so it comes to be dinner time, a time that her husband Patrick was about to finish with work, and she texted him and said, like, what do you think about food from 3V? I don't feel like cooking, or I didn't cook anything, or something like that. And he was like, sure, but 3V was a restaurant that was pretty far from Duxbury. It was in a town called Plymouth. So he agreed to, get food from this restaurant, but it was kind of far. When he said he's going to go to the pharmacy anyway, he'll just go and pick up the takeout. So Lindsay called him and ordered the food. She called the pharmacy to make sure they had the right kind of medication for the daughter. And she then looked on Apple Maps on her phone, kind of like we have Google Maps on Androids, and she looked to see how long Patrick would be gone from the house, like going to the pharmacy and then to pick up the food and then to drive back. And it told her she had like 35 minutes, I think was the window, something like that. And she sent him off on his way, and at like 5:34 he called her because he was in the aisle at the CVS and he couldn't find the medication she wanted, so he called her and she didn't answer. 1 minute later she called back and they had a 14-second conversation. Like, he asked her like what brand name or whatever, and she told him, and they were on the phone for 14 seconds. That was it. He said she sounded completely normal, but like she was in the middle of doing something. And I mean, yeah, she was. And it's so horrific. I don't understand how a mother could do this, especially one that like works with pregnancies and babies and she's around them all. Like, how is anybody able to do what she did? As he was gone, she used those exercise bands, the ones, the only place I've ever actually seen them is on that My 600 Pound Life show, because the doctor always makes them lose weight before they get the surgery, and they're so fat that they can only like do these like stretchy things. And she had those stretchy things, and she wrapped them around the necks of each child and killed them. Like, she strangled them each. Like, and now it takes a while to strangle someone, like, how could this mother be looking at her child and pulling on this exercise band until they were dead? I mean, 5, 3, and 8 months old. How do you do that? That is not, in my mind, like a psychotic snap. She made sure he was out of the house so she had the time to do it. And she said that a voice was telling her she had to do these things and she had to do them now before Patrick gets home. So she did. She choked all 3 of her kids, and then she went into the master bedroom, which had a bathroom attached to it, locked herself in the bedroom, and she left the dead kids down in the basement, like near Patrick's office. Like, it was a finished basement with his office there, and she left them down there and went upstairs to her room, locked herself in her bedroom with a knife, cut herself, not to, like, they were not really deep, scary cuts. They were, like, superficial, and she, like, cut her wrist and her neck a little bit, and there was blood all over the bathroom, and there was a bloody knife, like, on the nightstand, and the window was open, like, the window out to the backyard. So, Patrick busts his what, because he gets home and it's completely silent, and he's like, where the hell is everybody? He tries calling her phone, she doesn't answer. So he goes upstairs to investigate. He finds the bedroom door locked, and he's like, what the hell? So he breaks the door open, finds the bloody knife and the bloody bathroom and the window open, and he looks outside, and Lindsay is laying on the ground. She jumped out the window, like the second-story window of their house, trying to kill herself. And it was very obvious that is why she did it. She killed her kids, and she was going to kill herself. And it was so horrific, you guys, because it's not like she had a gun and went bang, bang, bang. She had to spend a significant amount of time murdering each one of her kids. I don't believe that's postpartum. I can't believe it's postpartum because psychosis is just so fucking horrible and crazy. And I don't, like, is it postpartum and over-medicated and she snapped, or is she just a psychotic maniac? Like, where do these things meet? How is a person both of those things? I just don't understand, which is why I was dying to talk to you guys about this, because I watched Stephanie Harlow's thing she does, Crime Weekly or whatever she does with that Derek cop guy. They talked about it, and the comment section was so, like, it's what I need. I need people to explain this to me. How, if you believe her, tell me why. If you don't believe her, tell me why. I need to figure this out because this case is driving me insane, you guys. I can't stop thinking about those poor kids. Like, it reminds me a little bit of the Chris Watts case, because when that happened, I couldn't stop thinking of Bella and Cece and their last moments, and him smothering the one in front of the other one, and Bella saying, "Are you going to do it to me too?" And she fought him so hard she almost bit her tongue off, and then he throws them in oil tanks. Like, so, you know, like, I have Bella and Cece in my head. They'll always be there because it's so upsetting what happened to them. They should still be on Earth, and I don't feel like anybody should forget them. Yeah, we didn't know them in life, but they need to be remembered. They need to have some kind of like presence in all of our lives. I don't want to forget those little kids. And now we have these little kids who did not deserve this at all. They were 3 innocent, adorable little children. And their mother, like, then it makes me think of, like, Diane Downs. Like, she took a gun and shot her kids. That is less horrific than strangling them with exercise bands. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so horrific. And I can't stop thinking about, like, how they must have been looking at their mother. Like, and when she killed one, were the other 2 watching? Like, how? I can't even imagine. So, Lindsay, you know, now she's on the ground outside the house, and Patrick runs out there to her, and he's like, "Where are the kids?" And she just said in the basement. She didn't say anything about what she did to them. She just said they were in the basement. So he's like on the phone with 911, and they're on their way coming to help Lindsay, but they don't even know about the kids yet. So Patrick is like, "I need to go and check on the kids." And so he goes in the house and down the stairs, and he finds his 3 babies all laying there with exercise bands around their necks, and they are, you know, gone. And he's removing them and trying to get them to breathe and yelling, and the police got there, and he was yelling, "Please come down here. She killed the kids." So, yeah, this is so fucking hard to talk about, and I really just want to know. I have to understand it. You know what I mean? Like, the other cases where this happened, like, for example, Diane Downs, we know she did it because she was in love with a dude who didn't want kids, so she figured if she got rid of the kids, he would, like, be with her. It's a stupid motive, but it's a motive. You know what I mean? And then Chris Watts, same thing. He wanted to get rid of his family so he could run off with his side chick, who I absolutely hate. And it's like, they're horrible, horrible stories, but they have, like, a reason for it. Lindsay does not. Like, a voice was telling her to do this. Why did she spend so much time planning and sending him out of the house, sending him to Plymouth, knowing it's going to take him a while to go there, get the food, and come back, plus go to the pharmacy? She knew she needed all that time. And that is where I go, like, this can't be a snap. If it was a snap, she probably would have done it while he was home. Like, just, you know, out of nowhere. But there's so much premeditation involved that I just don't know how this could be anything but, you know, homicidal maniac, you know, shit. Now, she was on psych meds, I give her that, but a lot of the meds that she was on, I have been on before in my life, and I never had feelings like I wanted to kill my children. Never. I mean, I was, not all of the medications, but I know she was on Remeron, Seroquel, Klonopin, and I think Valium, and I've taken all of those, not together, but I've taken them all at some point because I do have, like, severe depression and anxiety, so I've been prescribed stuff like that. Seroquel helps you sleep. Klonopin is like, you put it under your tongue and it dissolves, and it makes you stop being so freaking anxious. It stops your heart from racing, and, you know, like, there's reasons they give you these pills, but, like, and I'll show you guys a list of the pills. I'll put it up here when I'm doing editing, because there is a list, and there's, like, everything that she was on. But I still don't believe that those medications could cause somebody to want to do what she did. It just does not compute in my head. I can't understand it. I can't fathom it. It's just so horrible. Like, how, you guys? Like, it's just, I just can't handle it. So anyway, she was arraigned, and the first time she heard anything from the courts was she was still in the hospital. She was intubated and unconscious for a couple of days, and when she woke up, she still had the tubes in and everything, so she asked for a whiteboard and she wrote down, "Do I need an attorney?" Like, seriously, you're not even going to ask, like, are your kids okay or anything to that effect? Like, the first words out of your mouth is about you being selfish and needing a lawyer. See, this is where she knew she was doing wrong, because she knew she needed a lawyer. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I can't believe that this was postpartum psychosis. I just can't get there in my head, but it's just me. If you guys can explain it, that's why I'm doing this video, because I need to know. Like, I need to know what you guys think, because this case is literally eating me alive. I can't handle what happened to those babies, and it's so hurt. Like, they were home with their mom. They should have been, like, completely safe, but they weren't. Do you know what I mean? Like, to have, like, the last memory you have on earth, looking up at your mother as she's strangling the life out of you? Like, how? So, yeah, so she was arraigned, and there's, like, no bail. They're making her stay in the hospital. I mean, she kind of has to, because she needs, like, 24/7 care. She really messed herself up when she jumped out that window. She can't walk, and then she, like, screwed up her spine, and they're saying she'll never be able to walk again. And then there was another arraignment or, like, something in court where she actually was there, like, on, like, sitting there, like, across the thing from the judges and stuff. And she had, like, a COVID mask on her face, and, like, but she was there. And I guess in a wheelchair. I couldn't really see because they were all sitting down. But, yeah, so they're telling her no bail, so she's got to stay in, like, the hospital, at the same thing as being, like, in jail. Like, she can't leave the hospital, which, you know, I don't think she would anyway. She can't really do anything for herself. She can't walk. She's really screwed. She messed herself up really bad, and I bet you, like, the only thing that's on her mind is still going to be suicide, because her kids are gone. She has nothing. I mean, she loves Patrick, sure, but that wasn't enough to stop her from what she did. So I feel like if they leave her alone, she might try to just off herself, because that's what she was trying to do in the first place. And she messed herself up some more. She probably hates her life a lot more now than she did. You know, like, now that she's a triple murderer and her children are all gone. And, oh, you know what was really sad was the little baby, Callan. He was 8 months old. He was not dead when they got there. He was almost dead, and they took him to, like, a children's specialty hospital, and he did survive for, like, 3 days. He fought, and finally his little body just couldn't take it, and he did die. And it was like, that's the same day that Lindsay woke up and asked for an attorney. Like, not even like, oh, because her baby just died, and she didn't even ask, like, you know, can I see him? Or, do you know what I mean? Like, it was just, that right there makes me feel like she knew right from wrong. She knew she shouldn't do this. She knew it was evil and against the law, and she knew there was going to be consequences, but she thought she was going to be dead. So here's where I'm on the fence. I don't know what they're going to do to this lady, but she is obviously a danger to herself and others. So they can't let her out, but I don't think, like, a jail is not really equipped to handle, like, someone who can't walk. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think they're going to, like, leave her in a hospital for, like, the rest of her life or something, but I mean, there needs to be punishment. This is the most horrible thing I remember happening in a very long time. Like, there's other mothers who do this, but they, like I said, they have these, like, twisted, weird reasons for it, and well, Diane Downs, that was a premeditated thing. She obviously thought that out before she did it, but, like, you got, like, Susan Smith, right? I don't know how long she was planning to let her car go into the river and murder her 2 boys and blame it on an invisible black man who's a carjacker. Like, no. But it doesn't seem like she gave it a lot of thought, like, in premeditation. And then you have, like, Andrea Yates, who really did have a psychotic break. She, out of nowhere, drowned all 5 of her kids, and, like, she had them all laid out nicely, and, like, that, I believe, was psychosis. That she snapped, something went wrong, she went crazy, and she did something horrible. But I don't think that's what Lindsay did. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't wrap my head around all the planning, the sending him to get food, the CVS, the phone call, everything seeming normal, and then boom, surprise, they're all gone. Like, I can't believe poor Patrick. Speaking of Patrick, I'm going to put up a link to a GoFundMe. Now, it's actually closed. They're not accepting any more money, but I want you guys to read what Patrick wrote on there, because I was crying my eyes out when I read it. It is so touching and so sweet, and he's forgiven Lindsay, and I don't know how you do that. I don't know how. I don't think I could do that if my husband murdered my children. I don't think I could ever forgive him for that. Like, that's the one thing that a mother, you protect them at all costs. So it just really bugs me out. So yeah, this is funny. I brought an article down here I was going to read you guys and everything, but I started talking, and I think I got it all out. I don't need to even use the article, which is good, because I don't want to be like plagiarizing somebody's article. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that happened, and I don't know. Like, I just want to know what you guys think. I need your, like, opinions. You know what I mean? Please leave me a comment. Let me know, what you think. And as always, I'm going to put my Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App on the bottom of the screen and in my description. If you guys want to leave a tip or anything, that's great, because I'm not monetized, won't be for a long time. I am almost at 300 subscribers. I only need 10 more, so hey, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I really need subscribers. Yeah, so that's about it. I'm actually anticipating part 2 of the Stephanie Harlow thing about this case, because I like how her and Derek go so deep into it, and they say everything that I'm thinking, it seems like. So I really enjoy watching her, and she did part 1. I cried I cried like 3 times, and then she's gonna do part 2, and I'm gonna just cry again, because it's really like that GoFundMe thing that Patrick wrote. I can't handle it. In fact, I'll put it up on the screen for you guys so you can read it. Like, I'll do that like right now. And yeah, so that's about it. You can pause your TV or phone or whatever and read this, but I'm telling you, get tissues, because it made me sob like you wouldn't believe. It was so freaking sad. So yeah, so that's about it. I'm gonna get out of here. I want to show you, see my Christmas tree here. If you guys watch my videos, you know that my bedroom is like all Paris related stuff. I mean, I'm French, so that's kind of like my thing. The Eiffel Tower, the little Eiffel Tower lights, and the Eiffel Tower's on the very top of the tree. I will show you guys. So yeah, this is my tree. Where are the little Eiffel Tower? There's a little Eiffel Tower light right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment if you want to, just debate about it. Just be nice to each other, and don't yell at me, because I say like a lot. I keep getting in trouble for that. I try not to. It's like a nervous thing when I'm talking, and I'm thinking of something I want to get out of my mouth, but I can't get it out really fast. So I say like a lot, and I really do apologize. I'm trying not to do it anymore. But yeah, so let me know, okay, guys? And I love you all. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.